Good evening, Happy New Year, everyone. You're back again on Waiting Day Radio, your number one Afro-urban hit radio station. I hope everyone had a great holiday. As you know, what we do, we bring out the legends, and we do it one-on-one. And as you always know, we'll never fail you. We'll always bring out those legends out there. So today, we have a special guest in our midst, and guys, you guys need to really sit down, grab your cup of coffee, your whiskey. It's going to be a long, exclusive conversation. I can guarantee you that. And as always, my name is Uche, and I've got my host.
Rolly.
Yep, you know that. Okay, so we're going to do the introduction. We've got a Nollywood superstar, award-winning, veteran in the game, none other than Uche Odoputa.
Yes, man. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to the number one radio in London, radio all over the world. Reaching out to the black folks, reaching out to everybody who is interested in Afro-urban news, Afro-urban entertainment. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
That's something. Very nice invitation. And you're looking good. You're looking good as always. You're looking good.
You don't have a choice. The world we're living right now, you don't have a choice than to package it up.
I don't believe in this packaging, bro. This is real stuff. Real stuff.
This is real life. This is no fake.
Welcome. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the number one Afro-urban hit radio station, Waiting Day Radio. If you don't know Waiting Day, alright, we're just going to start talking to the legend now. And, welcome.
So, tell us, who is
As simple as the name is, Uche Odoputa Onyogbachiri. That's a long name, Odoputa Onyogbachiri. When you translate it, Igbo language, it doesn't have a direct translation like other dialects like Yoruba and Hausa. Yeah. All we have is that we have near to meaning. Mm-hmm. So you transcribe Igbo words. Wow. So when you transcribe Odoputa Onyogbachiri, it simply means comforter of the afflicted. Right. So that used to be our surname, which came up from a nickname one of my forefathers took for himself, or people started calling him Odoputa Onyogbachiri because of his benevolence to his community. He's a man that loved giving out and loved reaching out to people and loved defending people and all that. So, but over time, I think somewhere after, I think my late grandfather was the person who now changed it to Odoputa, now cut it, edited it a little bit, so he became Odoputa. Therefore, you now have Uche Odoputa. Well, I'm a pioneer actor of the Nollywood phenomenon as it is, because the Nollywood industry started majorly with a film called Living in Bondage.
Big film.
The same year Taboo was done.
Yeah,
then after Taboo, the next year, Circle of Doom was done. I started acting in Circle of Doom. Then after that, we did Evil Passion. And from then, that's how we started. Then, I started up as an actor primarily, but before that time, I had done the soap operas, telenovelas, like I did The Pot of Life way back in Benin.
Oh, Pot of Life. Okay.
As a young man, the Abiku story, the Obanja story of
Abiku.
Abiku coming and going and all that. Then came the advent of the movie industry. Then I got into the movie industry, and from there, grew up, trained as a producer, trained as a director. Then here I am today, had acquired few educations here and there, certifications here and there, trainings here and there, on the job, on other things too. That's it. I'm the proper Igbo man, unrepentantly one. you know.
I like that. Right.
That's who I am. And I'm also a family man.
Okay, yeah, we can clearly we can see the lovely pictures behind it.
Beautiful.
You know,
I love family, you know.
oh,
So
brilliant.
you have that comfort zone where to always hide into. You have the comfort of your wife, your kids, and all that. And
Definitely.
They make you who you are. If not,
Okay,
you just.
Uche, you know what? Sitting down here, we're loving your story. I feel like you're already giving us the whole history already.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to prompt you, but I thought, sounds too interesting. So let's let you carry on. So so I like the fact that you had to go into the whole, would I say, the epic movies that made Nollywood what it is today. So what I wanted to find out was, what was your upbringing like? In terms of, how did you get into acting, and how did you see like a career in it? So, what was your upbringing like in terms of education leading to this career? If you can share with us.
Yeah, sure. My upbringing was quite strict one. My father is quite a strict man. With all due respect to our friends who grew up in the Western world, who didn't, even some Nigerians, some Africans, some Afro-Africans that live here who didn't grow up when we grew up and where we grew up. My father was such a man that he had a court in his house. When you commit an offense, he will bring you to his court, and the case will be reviewed, and he will give you opportunity to argue your case, and at the end of the day, sometimes he'll say, okay, I'll show mercy to you. Instead of 12 strokes of the cane, it's going to now be 10 strokes of the cane. Now, after that judgment, this same man will tell you to go and sleep. Then he might wake you up again 2 weeks after. And the question you ask you remember you're owing me, you say, yes, sir. Say, come to the living room. And you strip naked and you'll be flogged very well. And you know that kind of flogging that they flog you and they say, if you let another person in the next compound here and they come and knock, I will stop and I'll double it.
Oh my Lord.
So your best bet is to freeze and collect it, no matter how bad it is. So that's how my upbringing was. It was quite a disciplined atmosphere. My mom was a teacher. My mom taught me in primary 2 and primary 3, and she was a maths teacher. And behold, she wanted me to know maths at all costs. It was difficult. Then came the movie industry. I just finished school then from Yaba Tech, where I read estate management, and I just did ONDS. It was just OND that I've done then. And I told my father that I've found what to do. And he now said, what? I said, I want to become an actor. Hey. Hey. Typically, man, you know what he said? Chimika, God forbid.
Can imagine.
I said, Daddy, but why? He said, no, you said you want to be what? I said, Daddy, an actor. Okay. You know, is the case father, Abi? The ones that live up that side. I say, yes. Do you know what they call the father? I said, Papa Engineer. Okay. You know Mama Nkechi?
Compare and contrast.
I say, yes. What do they call her? How is she addressed? Mama Pharmacist. What of the other person? Papa Doctor. What would they call me? If Ron or Dabasero, can't you see that he does not rhyme? You know? So it was quite a difficult one. But behold, today, my father will go place, will go to functions. And if he does not say to people, I am the father of Uche Odoputa, nobody recognizes him.
That's the irony of life.
No, talking about it.
Thank God. At least his name is Googleable now.
Exactly. Kudos to you. Kudos to you.
Yeah, but it wasn't an easy road.
So,
it wasn't an easy road.
Our listeners would like to know, right? Who actually really inspired you to go into acting?
Well, in spite of the fact that my father was quite a disciplinarian, reasons best known to him, which he explained to me, then we learn to forgive. I mean, the only picking we know how far. I no importance we in Papa Day. If your father is dead, you go know what in Oman I go tell you. All those kinsmen, they go take you drink wine. So no matter how bad your father is, as a man who has grown up in our culture and who knows what it is to be a man, the office of a man, the forces behind it and all that, you tend to let so many things go. My father was the only surviving son of the parents, and the parents were quite rich, you know, so he was quite a spoiled boy when he was growing up, and he didn't want to see me go through that route. It was by the grace of God that he knew how to pick up life again and all that, and he struggled almost. My father, I finished secondary school before my father knew that the process to make gari is to boil hot water and put hot water. He didn't know. I'm telling you, he was a very spoiled man. I'll give it to him. So that's it. Then the person who inspired, I came from a family of predominantly actors and entertainers, because my mom lineage, they were all choirs in the church and all that, singing and all that. I didn't pick up the singing thing because each time I wanted to sing, I always have someone say, hey, please don't spoil the song, don't spoil the song. But eventually, it was in school that I was picked up to do the Pot of Life thing. Then after that, coincidentally, my uncle happens to be the person who should be the man who started this thing that we call Nollywood today.
All right.
Yes, the man who wrote the script, Living in Bondage, and produced it. That's the guy that played Polo in Living in Bondage.
Hello, okay. What's his name?
Okay Ogunjofo.
Okay, Ogunjofo.
Okay Ogunjofo, or Polycarp Okay Ogunjofo. Yeah. They call him Polo then because he was him that Andy said, Polo Akwatarami for. My Polo did not explain this to me well.
All right.
Living in Bondage then. Yeah. So he comes from, he's my father's younger brother.
Oh, that's very close.
Yeah, so he was a person who gave me the leeway to come into the industry. It was quite an accident. It wasn't something he planned anyway. Right. I was just at the right place at the right time, and overzealously I said something that caught the director's ear, and that was it. I was a test run person. Oh, and that was how it started, yes.
Wow. Right. Okay. So how did your dad take it when he found out that his younger brother got you into the got you into acting, considering he wanted you to be like Papa Nkechi?
Papa pharmacist, Papa engineer.
So how was the relationship? How did he take it?
This same man that didn't want me to become an actor when I told him before. When I now told him, when he now heard that I've acted, he didn't only hear that I acted, he now saw Evil Passion.
Right.
And no, he didn't even see Evil Passion. Evil Passion came out and he didn't know that I was in it. So anywhere he goes and he's passing, everybody's greeting him. He's not wondering. And I say, what happened? Until somebody now explained to him and said, your son is now big, oh, that we see him on TV and everywhere and other. He now say, really? Now, at the end of the day, for Evil Passion, I wasn't paid.
Right. Wow.
And it was going to be a serious community meeting discussion.
You're joking.
And I thought my father was going to support me. The same man who didn't want me to become an actor said, what are you talking about? You're coming to report your elder brother to me. Come on, get out of here. Look at you everywhere. Everybody's now knowing you. How much is the money? Come, let me pay you the money.
Wow. Oh my God. It's very inspiring. Our listeners out there, I hope you're following the journey so far. It's been amazing. Like talking to a legend out here. He said how he was, would I say forced or coerced into doing it, and eventually getting his back up. So, Mr. Uche, talk us through. We know that you banked a lot of awards, like especially during the evolution of Nollywood, and obviously Nollywood, as we know, is the third largest industry. After is it Hollywood, Bollywood?
Yeah, that's it.
So talk us through those achievements, because look at your humble beginnings and getting those awards. Can you kind of, I know there are so many of them, but if you can talk us through a few of the awards and how you felt and the motivation behind those awards.
Funny enough, most of the awards that I have received, I didn't even attend the award ceremonies. Because I'm not somebody who believes in awards.
Hopefully we'll get out soon.
Yeah, I've gotten AMA 2 times. I've gotten Outstanding Actor of the Year. I've gotten Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Lead Actor of the Year in, can I remember the movies? I have all those plaques in Nigeria in my house and all that, so I didn't even attend to any of them. But for me, further on into the industry, my part and a part of a life-changing person met and crossed, and that's the person of Amaka Igwe of blessed memory.
Blessed memory, yeah.
Amaka Igwe was the woman who fashioned me and beat the producer out of me and beat the director out of me, who taught me the business of filmmaking.
Right.
Now, I believe in her philosophy. While she was alive, as much as it broke her heart when she died, that she died prematurely,
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently she knew her mission was for a period, like all of us, is for a time and a period, whether you like it or not.
True.
She's always quick at saying to us, I am not here to listen to what people are saying about me. I am here in a hurry to duplicate myself amongst others before I depart the earth.
Oh, okay.
So generally as an actor, like when people come on my DM and all that, and they say, help me, I want to become an actor and all that, I ask them pertinent questions. Why do you actually think you can make an actor? Why do you want to become? Because a lot of people want to see this acting as a means to an end. Not a career, you understand? Some people want to use it to sell their market. Don't ask me which market. You know? So that's how a lot of people say. But me, Uche Odoputa, beyond doing good movies and getting an award, all I want to do is try as much as I can to see how I can duplicate myself amongst other people. That's why most people who have worked with me, I've had people who are producers now who are picked up as PAs and taught them from beginning to the end and gave them life and let them move. Do you understand? Because that's how I became who I am. People give me opportunity. They give me a platform to step on and beat my chest, beat my back and say, do it, you can do it. You fail, you pick up, you fail, you pick up. So, however, I've won so many awards like the AMA Award, I've won so many other Hint Award and all that, you know, but to me, it's not something that gets to my head. That's why I don't even remember the names of the awards that I have won. You know, this year, this 2020 that just passed, I got 2 awards in Nigeria while I was in the UK. One of them, my PA picked it up. The other one, I don't even know where it is for now, you know, so when I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, I keep going on.
Right. Wow.
That's it.
So, would you like to tell our listeners when was the peak of your career, your highest point of your career?
You know, there are 2 kinds of actors.
Okay.
There are actors of the moment. There are evergreen actors.
Yeah, totally agree.
Somebody like Mike Ezroya now, for example, he won't flog me because he's quite my younger brother. I am instrumental to him becoming a star in the industry.
Right.
Like people like Oke Ogunjofo gave me the opportunity to come in. I followed the people who gave Mike the opportunity to become who he became in the industry. But Mike became a bigger star before me, very mega star before me, with all due respect.
Right. Okay.
But some of the people who became bigger stars, who came after me and became bigger stars, how many of them are still very relevant now? That's another $1 million question. So in answering your question, when was the peak of my career? My career has always been at the peak from my mentality.
All right.
Right.
I've never seen myself either up or down. Yes, we've had challenges here and there and all that, but it didn't deter the spirit in me. Do you understand? I might not be that star that only me will sell the movie, but I am that person that you cannot see me in the movie and I will not leave a mark in your life, even if it's 1 second that I appear in that movie.
I feel you.
That's why when people say to me, oh, what you're giving to me is Waka Pass, I say, I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody in the story is important, no matter how many times your appearance is. You know. So that's my idea of when was actually the peak of me in the industry. I don't have a peak, I'm just there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, just before we go on our break, so our listeners out there, in case you just joined in, you're on one-on-one on Waiting Day Radio with our legend, the veteran actor, award-winning Uche Odoputa. So Uche, just before we go on our break, can I just ask, I know you've been, you know, look at all the movies you've done, so many, and you're still doing a lot directing as well. So what would you say when you look back at memory lane? What movie would you say is your favorite, like in terms of the experience working with other actors, actresses, directors? You know, just talk us through that. You know, yeah.
There's a film that I did with Nkemo called Odunna Kweke. No. It's not Odunna Kweke. I did a film with Nkemo called Obiora.
Obiora, okay.
The film was a film where Nkemo was believed to have to belong to a spiritual cult where he does abstract travel.
Right.
You know, he lies down and his soul will move out and he will finish attending to whatever he's attending, and he comes back to his. So, and I was his houseboy, and I didn't know that. And I always had a way of sneaking into his room because I had a spec he made to steal money, to go and chop one, chop two. You know, that kind of a thing we used to chop those days.
You understand the matter.
So on this particular day, I entered this. Well, why I said that film was quite challenging, I enjoyed it because Nkemo is one hilarious character.
Yes.
That for you to act with Nkemo next to each other, and for you to direct Nkemo, your sense of humor must be at the peak of it.
True.
Because Nkemo is, you know, in the movies we have what we call master shots, we have medium shots, we have close shots, and all that. So these are variation of camera movements and all that. At a point, it could favor you. At a point, it could be wider, both of us. It could favor one person and the other. So those are the movements of cameras on set. Now, and every shot, you're supposed to say what you said from beginning to the end before. Wow. That's why we have a continuity secretary on set who prompts you to say, director, can we cut? There's a line that is missing. There's a mannerism that is missing. There's a movement that is missing. That's the work of the continuity person.
Okay.
Now, but from Nkemo, with all due respect to that legend of my cat, that's one man that you can't predict what he will say. The script is only a total guide of the idea of the story to Nkemo. Then when he finishes reading the script, when he comes on set, you have to be ready to follow him because he will throw words that you have never heard, mannerism that is not on the script, and you'll be lost. You'll just be looking at him. Before you realize that you guys are acting, then he's the director that will be telling you, oh, wait, say something, I do something. So that's who Nkemo is. And Nkemo, behold, it was the first time I was meeting him on set as an actor to actor.
Okay.
And you know what he said to me? Uche, can you carry? And I looked at him and I said, Uncle Nkem, we'll try. But when we shot the first scene, wow. Nkemo couldn't believe what happened to him. Immediately he said, what do you drink? What do you drink? He said somebody go and get me drink for both of us. Go and get drink for both. In real life. But me, body tell me, it wasn't easy. It wasn't, no, let's not mess around about it. It wasn't easy at all. To work alongside Nkemo, you must, if you're comical, you must be at the peak of it. Yeah. That's it. So that's a film, Obiora, was quite a challenging one for me with Nkemo. Yes, it was.
Okay, you listeners, you've heard it from the #1 Afro-urban radio station with our legend, Uche Odoputa, dropping it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go on our break now. Please don't change the dial. Hold on, it's getting really interesting. If you boil your kettle, top up your whiskey, get more bottles, we'll be right back for part 2.
Yeah, man.
Signing out.